Welcome to the Sean Morgan Report. I'm here with Stacy Morris from Young Living. And Stacy, we've known each other a long time. When I started my podcast several years back, you were
Mhm.
one of the first donors, and I really appreciated that. We started talking and developed friendship.
Yeah.
And over the years, we've had these different episodes talking about health, talking about Young Living essential oils and the different products and everything. And I just wanted to check in with you. What are you up to in your community in North Texas? What are your thoughts on Trump's convictions and everything? I'm interested to know, a citizen patriot like yourself, where are you at right now in your mindset?
Yeah, well, actually, things are really good. And what I've been doing for the last, I would say probably 2 years, is really getting in and digging into my community, understanding where my community is at, and really getting to know my neighbors. I think that's super important, especially when there's things that happen. Now, we're in Texas where we get all sorts of things. We get, lately it's been floods, a lot of rain, and lots of different things that have been, whether it's natural or not. But we need to come together as a community and to be able to help and support each other. And that's what we live in an area where there's about 220 homes in this area. And so I just signed up and I became the social committee for our group and part of our HOA, and just really putting out the effort to get and connect people together, to understand where our strengths are. Where are your strengths? Where do you think that as we're going together and we're building this community, where can we, what do we need help with? Who has the skills? Who has like thinking? Who do we maybe need to be helping, right? To understand as we grow and walk through this awakening. There's
Yeah.
various different people. I know you're in a different position of how long you've been kind of aware of what's going on in the world. And you helped me greatly, 4 years ago when we first met, and I'm so grateful of your friendship, because you really helped me walk through what was happening at the time, and to be okay with it, and to
Right.
see where we can really participate and really take our power back. And that's my personal belief is I grew up very in the systems, not in the systems as you would say. I mean, but just really plugged in, watching the news every day, taking as gospel our history and doing the things that we're told that we should be doing, eating the food pyramid, obeying everybody that's in a white coat, as we go through and we start researching these things, we learned that what we've been told, none of it's true. And it's really um, kind of scary. And having these communities to be able to connect with,
Oh, yeah.
and just connecting together with you has just been so helpful, even when maybe my family isn't aware of what's going on. Maybe my husband's not, exactly um, aware or wanting to see what's happening. You've helped me gracefully be able to have these conversations. And so I'm so
That's
grateful
great.
to you and your show and our friendship. It's been
Thank you so
wonderful.
much. It is so polarizing in our culture, and we really do have to develop these kind of twofold communities: our digital communities of people who are really on the same page, and then also just the real life communities, our family, our friends. And I guess you're helping with your community with food security. Is that right? With your gardening project?
Yeah, yeah. I started a garden club in our area just simply for that. My dad used to be able to grow everything, and I was a great, harvester, but did not have the skills to be able to plant. So my thumb is a little brown, but I created a garden club in my community because we need to be able to understand who has the food to be able to help others. Again, my strengths are not necessarily going to be somebody else's strengths. We're beekeepers, so we have honey. That was one of the big things. I wanted to be able to have something that's tradable. And so for many years, my husband really loved, keeping bees. And so we've ramped our production. So everybody knows us by our Rebel Bee honey. It's raw honey that's perfect for the community because it helps with all of the local pollen and allergies and everything like that. So, it's find something that inspires you, find something that you can do in your community that you can make a difference, whether it's joining the school board or getting aware of local politics, being aware of your local community and what is happening. Get to know your sheriff, get to know the people that are in power so that you can keep them accountable. And so I think what we're seeing is this community patriot driven experience where no longer are we apathetic. No longer are we saying, well, somebody else will fix it. We have to jump in and we have to get our hands dirty. This is the result of us not being connected.
Right. I
We've
really
allowed
admire
this.
that you and your family and your community are doing something to prepare to have that resilience, because we are in the state of war. Whether people acknowledge it or not, the type of warfare that's going on is so different from the type of warfare that maybe we never knew about, like dropping bombs and wearing uniforms and everything. It's
Yeah.
different now. We've got economic warfare. This inflation is so insidious, where the wages stagnate and the cost of everything rises over time, and maybe in a way that you don't notice every month, how it goes up a little bit. Uh, and of course, the cultural warfare that makes us feel so polarized and so judged and isolated and everything. So, Fauci's on the stand in Congress again. People are remembering that massive psyop that happened. And so I think this is a good segue to talk about the MetaShare plan, because it's a way to be more resilient, financially and health wise. So tell me about how that works.
So Young Living partnered with a company called Clearwater Health, and they're based in Austin, and they've been doing health insurance for a long time. What has been missing in the marketplace? I mean, we all believe, we all have, health insurance, and the health insurance, you go to you have a primary care physician, which this changed. All of our healthcare and the insurance changed probably around 1990. I can't give you the date for specific, but it went from you going to your doctor and paying out of pocket or paying to who you were going to see to being lumped into a system. This is where insurance companies and large hospitals were hiring doctors to participate in these groups that allowed for cost sharing and all this other stuff. And so what we found is I actually fired my PCP about 8 years ago when he came in for my annual appointment and had a list. He did not listen to me. I asked questions. He didn't know the answers to them. He just wanted to check off his boxes. I was like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. That's not what I want. And so being able to say, I don't want that. And I don't want the 5 minutes that I'm going to be rushed along and not have my questions answered. And so, I was on the hunt for looking for options and opportunities to be able to see who I wanted to see. I know what's going on in my body. I am the purveyor of what this is running, how this is running, and it's my responsibility to do the things. I need to do that. Everybody is smart enough to be able to take care of themselves. We've been trained not to believe that. We've been trained that people in white coats have, people in white coats have the authority over our body, right? And so we need to stand up and have options and opportunities. And with this partnership with Young Living and Clearwater Health, we now have a health share. And what this allows is it allows you to have not only your allopathic care, going to see, I always say, if I'm in an accident, take me to the hospital, right? That's where the allopathic is. Surgery, all of those, mending of bones and all of those intense things. That's where you want to have that Western allopathic, emergency care. And so Clearwater covers that care, but it also covers holistic care. So I want to be able to go see a naturopathic doctor. I want to go see a doctor of osteopath. I want to go see an acupuncture specialist. I want to go get IVs. I want to, maybe not me, but I have friends that have home births. I have friends that work with doulas. And all of this is covered. Massage through chiropractic, going to see a chiropractor. All of those things are covered in this holistic plan. So it really gives us the power back to be able to make the decisions that we want. And so they go ahead and they reimburse all of those things. Plus, which is so amazing for me, is that $75 of my Young Living order gets reimbursed. So
Wow.
I'm doing Ningxia. And so all of those things get reimbursed. And what people are finding, what my customers are finding is that they're saving money over their current plan. So it's no charge. Go to the link below and go ahead and you can click through, and you can just go see a quote. It'll ask you a bunch of questions. There's no, you don't need to do anything. Just go and check and see if it's for you. And you'll need to go grab a free Young Living account. You grab a free Young Living account, boom, boom, boom. And if this works for you, then you go ahead and you sign up, and it will tell you. And all of the questions they're very, very good about answering all of your questions, whether it's pre-existing conditions, and whether you're available for the health share. And so it's really great. There's lots of testings, and I have a friend who we needed to go get an MRI for her son who had hurt himself in sports. And they just called. They have a care coordinator, which is free. They also have mental health, which is free. But the care coordinator set them up at a local testing area. And because they went through and they asked through the system, through the health share, about the care coordinator, they didn't have to pay for that MRI.
Wow. Yeah. That's one of the big differences actually between Brazilian and American healthcare. Of course, Americans don't know anything about what it's like in Brazil to have your health taken care of. But here, the doctors often, doctors and other types of professionals ask for a lot of tests to get done, the blood work and different things. And I find that in the US, a lot of those different tests, whether it's machines or blood work or different things, they skip over it because they don't want to pass that cost on to you or the health insurance company, whoever's going to pay for it. They're just like, well, you could do all these different tests, but it's so expensive. Let's just not even do it. And I think that's bizarre, so
Yeah.
we have all of these tools to use and they keep getting better and better to be able to diagnose things. And so why skip out on that? And the fact that mental health is included here, that's a huge cost for a lot of people. So that
Yeah.
would be great to have that covered. And I was thinking when you were mentioning $75 of Young Living covered in a month, that's if you just not spending 75 a month on pharmaceuticals and you instead use it on these amazing essential oils and different products like supplements and different things. It's a great way of kind of switching from the system to nature.
Yeah. And what we find is that people generally will go ahead and grab Ningxia Red. We've talked about Ningxia Red in previous episodes, and the benefits of that dense nutrition. It's doing so many wonderful things for people. It's huge. It's a hero product for us, for sure.
Great. Well, I'm going to put a link below where people can explore that. It's no obligation. Just get a quote, see if it saves you money and everything. And if it works for you, that'd be awesome. So thank you so much for sharing this with our community here, because I think this is something so important for Patriots to take advantage of these types of more community-based, alternative-based, instead of big pharma, big corporation, deep state-based systems. So
Yeah. We
thank
need
you,
to be our brother's
Stacey.
brother, for sure,
Oh,
rather than our
absolutely. And
brother's keeper, brother's
you're
brother.
doing that in your community as well. And I appreciate you sharing that story. So in the next time that you come on, I want you to talk more about Ningxia, because this is something I've tried and I've felt the difference on. And I really believe in tapping into nature's abilities here for our health. So you can educate us on Ningxia next time you come on.
Yeah.
Really
And the
appreciate it,
14-day
Stacey.
reset, which is changing people's lives. We'll share before and after photos. People are seeing some amazing, amazing results. So you don't want to miss that, for
Yeah,
sure.
it's getting to the point now where you really need proof if you're going to invest it in something for your health. So you want to
Absolutely.
see through those evaluations, those testimonials and so forth, to see how it's impacted people.
For sure.
And so, yeah, let's show the before and afters in the next episode. Stacy, thank you so much for sharing on the
Thank you.
MetaShare plan, and we'll be in touch soon.